Welcome back to Summit Railway, everyone. Today we are going to fit this LED light strip inside this passenger wagon in conjunction with the ball bearing wheels. So let's get started. First of all, we need to open up the roof of this wagon, and that's a challenge for itself. I have got a second of these, and as you can tell, the roof is removed of this wagon, and it was a fight. We've got some grooves in the roof and some tiny hooks. Right here is one and there is one, and those are grabbing the roof very tight. So I struggled for a long time to get this roof removed, and now that we know how it's attached in detail, we will try our best to make this as quick and easy as possible, but I doubt it. Maybe if I just grab it right here. Oh yeah. Ooh. That doesn't feel nice, but I think, yes, it's still intact. I think that's it. It seems to work. This is the LED light strip which we are going to use. It's made by ISU Electronics. You can shorten it as needed, which is very nice, and it has a built-in capacitor, and that's a must for any garden railroad operation. First of all, we need to determine the right length, and I'd say right at this seam we should be fine. So we simply take the LED strip, grab it, and snap it, just like that. And now we have the perfect length for installation. Since we don't need any of the pre-attached wires, we are going to remove them. Now we need to fix the light strip inside the roof. For that reason, LGB put those slots in here, but of course with aftermarket parts they won't fit. What I have usually done is to make up a aluminum strip which is screwed into those holes, and then I use double-sided tape to stick the light strip on top of the aluminum strip. And that was a neat solution. But today I want to try something different and way easier method. I just want to glue the light strip to those ribbons inside the roof. Okay, I want to stick it in that direction and as close to the middle of the roof as I can possibly go. So this should be fine. For the time being, we can move on to the passenger coach, install the wheels and the wiring which will be needed to feed the light strip. Underneath the wagon, we of course need to change out the wheels to the ball bearing wheels from LGB, which I like to use, but that's not the main issue. We need to route the wiring first inside the wagon and then up to the roof, and the main goal here is that no one can see the wires. And that is not as easy as it sounds like, because we got this hinging action underneath the wagon, and there are only two spots we can feed the wire through. This is the hinging action I was talking about, and all the parts turn around this screw right here. That's the turning point. And down in here is a slot, a pre-manufactured slot, which is supposed to feed the wiring inside the wagon. The slot I was talking about sits right about here at each side of the wagon. And that would be the place where the wiring comes from the bottom to the top inside the passenger room right here. And that leaves me with the problem that I need to feed the wires from this point all across the passenger floor and up here at the corner up to the roof. And that's what I don't like with this plan. So let's see if we can find a different solution. What I have noticed is that I should be able to split the frame of the wagon from the top, and then I might be able to feed the wiring between the top and the frame across the floor, so no one can see the wires from underneath or inside the wagon. That would be the best solution. My plan may actually work. This is the pre-manufactured slot I was talking about. That's where the wires will come out. And now I need to notch out a path for the wires between the two slots. It's not really pretty, but it will get the job done. This is the wire I'm going to use. Why red? Because I couldn't get any black wire. But yeah, you can't see it really well, but this wire is flush with the top of the carriage. So this will work just fine. The preparations are done. I will go ahead and feed the first wire through the slot. Lay it in the groove we just made. And feed it through the second slot. Like so. That's number one. Of course, we do have two wires. Wires are prepared. I have taken the opportunity to clean the upside of the wagon inside and out, because it won't get any easier than that. And now it is time to marry both parts back together. This should go pretty smooth. I should not forget those platforms. Oh, I can fit them afterwards. That's nice. So let's turn around this whole contraption and start with the screws. And just like that, we have mounted the supply wires, which are invisible underneath the wagon and inside the wagon. That's what I was hoping for. It is time to swap out the wheels. So let's just do that. And of course swap out the second axle too. All right, well, that looks quite good. Before soldering the second set of wires to the wheel, I need to be cautious about which wire goes left or right, because up in front we have already connected the wires, And if I switch them up back here, I will create a short between those two wheels. So let's do it the simple way. That's the wrong wire, that's the right wire. So this wire needs to go over there. I would have messed this up right away without measuring. Yeah. And this wire needs to go here. We are set and done underneath the wagon. So let's turn it around and work on the top. Those are the supply wires for the light. So I want them to go behind this bench. At first flat to the floor, then behind this bench, and up here the connection will be made. Very nice. The connections are done. Now we should test the lights. I got a piece of track with power supplied to it. And now we can have a look if it will work. I touch just one wheel. It works. Now let's touch the other wheel. It works as well. And of course, when we touch both wheels, it works even better. After a few seconds, when the power pack is loaded up, we can remove the wagon from the track entirely and the lights will stay on. And now they will fade away. Very nice. It seems to work. Only thing left to do is assemble this wagon. To reassemble this wagon, I need to route the wires behind the bench. Sorry if you can't see, but that's very tight in here. It will look a bit like this. And then I should be able to set the roof on top. Making sure all the details are in place. Okay, that looks nice. Done! That is the finished product of today's project. We've got nice metal wheels, we've got indoor lights in a nice color, and we've got passengers, although they have been sitting there for years inside a wagon, but they now have light. They will be so happy. And that's why I was so particular about the wire routing. This wagon has huge windows and you can see everything inside, including the nicely tucked away supply wires for the lights. So that's all you can see. And I think that's more than acceptable. I'm very happy with the outcome. Ideally, I would have used black wires, but I don't have them available right now. So red will do. And if you look from this perspective, you can't see any wires at all. So that's a success in my opinion.